2 of Hold My Wine, a Wonderfully Willamette podcast.
Guys, before we get started, we want to point out Trevor's socks.
Socks of the day. Use your imagination. You can really see the 18th green at Augusta National.
Yeah.
Really use your imagination.
Do you remember when and where you got those?
Pretty sure it was Roth's Dress for Less on September 16th, 2022. I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, really? We made it, you guys.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Good to be back.
Yes. We finally have our wine to match our title.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
cheers.
cheers.
We made it. Yay. I got us little Christmas cups just to celebrate the little season. This is as Christmassy as I get because it's a wine glass. So.
There you go.
It's a wine glass.
But as we kind of get started, we'll go over some of the market trends, kind of what's going on, obviously. And Katie, you've been taking some CE courses and you've been learning some pretty good stuff about some updates on like processes, procedures, and some laws towards real estate. Give us the scoop.
Yeah, so CE is continuing education. When you have your real estate license, you have to continually renew your license, and every time you renew, you have to take a certain number of hours of continuing education classes in order to be able to renew your license. So that's what I'm doing right now. There's all kinds of different topics: fair housing, marketing, mortgages, safety, and title companies offer them, mortgage companies offer them, or in my case, I just go to an online school, if you will, and sign up for a CE course and get them all done in one 30-hour sitting. Yeah, exactly. Interesting takeaway that I actually was just reading before I came here was prior to 1974, women's income, if they were married, were only counted as half of their income. So if the husband made $40,000 and the woman made $20,000, their total combined income would only be $50,000.
Oh gosh.
If they were pregnant, their income was not counted whatsoever.
What?
If they were single, their income, they just like were not good candidates. So we've come a long way.
Yeah, I don't even.
This wasn't that long.
I don't even know you were allowed to have your own bank account.
Oh,
I'm
my
sure.
gosh.
Yeah. I just, right before I left to come here, that was when I was reading, and I was like, holy smokes. Like, that's, wow. But one thing that I also was reading is the different mortgage types. And of course, you hear about conventional, you hear about FHA, you hear about VA. There's the 203K rehab loan, though, that's a really interesting and neat one. It's super versatile. You know, you can use it if you want to do upgrades on your home. If you're looking at a fixer-upper, you can use it to do any kind of rehab. There's a minimum of $5,000 of repairs in order to do that, no maximum. Trevor is more of an expert on that topic than I am. But if you guys are interested in different options for loan types, reach out to Trevor because he's really knowledgeable on that. And there are so many different options other than conventional or FHA loans. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know, Trevor, you were wanting to kind of speak about that a little bit, just on kind of the different types of loans there are for people, or a little bit more flexible and approachable ones.
Yeah, definitely. Well, speaking of renovation loans, so those really fit well with when you see a house that says cash only, so it's a fixer-upper. So you know there's going to be with a standard mortgage where there's things that are health hazards, there's going to be things that are required to be repaired before the lender will offer that money to make the purchase. Versus with a renovation loan, we're actually expecting to do all those repairs after closing, so it can allow for cash-only homes to actually be bought with financing. That's a pretty cool feature of those.
So with that, do you have to use like specific contractors that only like the lender approves? Can you use my brother, like who happened to like be able to build?
Yeah, so it has to be a licensed, insured, bonded general contractor that will come in and give you your bid and actually do the work. So you can't do any of the work yourself. You actually have to have a licensed contractor do it.
Nice.
But it's a great way to build instant equity in a home, and I mean, you can create your dream home. If you find maybe the home that's not quite right, but it's in the right neighborhood, you can fix it up and get it to where you really love it. So
that's kind of what I'm seeing with a lot of buyers now, is that they're wanting to kind of, don't want the complete new build and sometimes can't afford that, but want something of their own that's on a little bit of property but has an extremely run down house. So that would be a great option for people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know just kind of what's going on now with the market. Katie, you have some market updates kind of towards that as well too, right?
I do. So we're going to focus more on the mid-Willamette Valley. So that's Marion County, Polk County, Lynn County, and Benton County. If you are interested in other areas outside of that, you reach out to us separately and we're happy to have that discussion with you. But right now, as of today, there's 1,221 active and available homes. That includes residential homes, condos, and manufactured homes available for purchase. That leaves us with about 3 months worth of inventory. So a balanced market is about 6 months worth of inventory. So right now, you're still considered to be in a seller's market because of the rate of the inventory.
Quick, does that manufactured with land or without
Both.
land? Okay.
Both.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are stipulations on taking a mortgage out and purchasing a manufactured home with land versus without land. That's a topic for another time. And then as far as throughout this past year, we have seen fluctuations in the number of homes that have sold each month. The highest number on my notes here is May at 585 units, if you will, sold in all 4 counties. The lowest being 346 in January.
Oh.
And it's pretty typical to see lower numbers in the winter months. Of course, we're not done with November, obviously December, so we don't know what those numbers are, but I anticipate they're going to be pretty low, probably closer to the January numbers.
Nice. It's interesting times right now. The market, I mean, even compared to this time last year.
I mean, the market changes overnight. So it's very volatile. Anyone can guess what's going to happen or make a prediction off of some helpful, knowledgeable information. But no one expected what was going to happen to the market when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was going to be the opposite. Well, maybe not everyone, but most of the people we were around or we talked to were like, all right, guys, gear up. It's going to be hard times. It's going to be really slow. And it just turned the opposite direction. And it was insane. So you hear people say predictions, but those are just predictions.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we can predict is the predictability. It's crazy right now. We don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
But how are rates doing today, Trevor?
Well, I was going to mention, it's kind of funny to see how the activity in the market matches up to rates going up and coming down. So a lot of that is definitely correlated. Just recently, about 2 weeks ago, at the beginning of November or so, we bounced off of probably 8% for your average buyer. Shivers down the spine. But yeah, now we've settled back down at about 7.5 for your average buyer. So that doesn't take into account your first-time home buyer programs that can bring the rate down, or buying down the rate. You can obviously pay some discount points and get that rate down into the lower 7s, maybe even the 6s for some people. But we definitely have the advantage of having programs for first-time home buyers like say the Oregon Bond Program, which is offering a 6.5% rate for first-time home buyers through the rate advantage. And then we also have just home-ready programs and LLPA waivers, which is loan level price adjustments. Things like that can clear those off and allow people to get a lower interest rate, mostly for first-time home buyers. But there's plenty of programs out there that when people are throwing out 7.5%, 8% rates, you got to talk to them. You got to talk to a mortgage advisor and really actually find out what your rate would be, because it depends on loan amount, first-time home buyer status, income, all the different things. So you really got to dial it in to know what your interest rate is.
Well, reach out to Trevor. I mean, like, from Charlene, from your perspective, you've been working with a lot of sellers. Like, how are you kind of feeling from them with even like assisting buyers when it comes to some purchases, whether it comes to assisting with rate buy down or anything like that? How are you kind of seeing how they're feeling?
Buying down rates, I don't know. We haven't really had a lot of discussions with sellers about offering that. I think we have in the past a little bit more, but I would like to know exactly how does a buy down work?
So with buy downs, you have your temporary buy down and your permanent buy down. So your permanent buy down is going to be the classic paying discount points to permanently buy down your rate for the life of the loan, so 30 years in most cases, or when you refinance. Typically, the discount points we've been seeing are either in a 3-to-1 ratio or a 2-to-1 ratio. So that means if you want to decrease your rate about 1%, you're likely going to pay 2 points and 2 discount points, possibly 3 in some cases. And then a temporary buy down is going to be a temporary reduction in your payment that's equivalent to a 2% reduction in your rate in some cases. So without getting too much into the weeds, a 2-1 buy down, which is probably your most common temporary buy down program, is going to reduce your monthly payment by the equivalent of a 2% interest rate reduction in the first year, and then a 1% interest rate reduction in the second year, before resuming the full payment in year 3 to 30. So that's usually paid by the seller and can be a great offering from sellers that are struggling to get their house sold. They can go ahead and offer a temporary buy down, and that can lower the buyer's payment in the first year or two.
Yeah. I think it's important to remember that there's a price of a house and then there's what someone can afford every month.
Yeah.
When usually, unless you're paying cash, you're thinking about that monthly cost to you. So a buy down is a really great way of getting that payment lowered. And I remember talking to your dad about the 30-year buy down, and he had mentioned that in the past it wasn't something that you would recommend because people move. You don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years. But because interest rates are so high, it can really make it affordable for you at this time to be able to, you know, make those monthly payments.
Does it affect anything on you being able to refinance later?
As far as the amount of points you pay up front?
Yeah.
The only thing that it doesn't affect your ability to refinance, but you do want to take into account how long you expect to be in the loan or how much in discount points you pay. So there's going to be a certain amount of time it takes that you need to be in the loan to essentially recoup those discount points you pay up front.
Okay.
So you're going to want to take that into account and talk to your mortgage advisor, and he'll let you know about how long that would take.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to be like, okay, I'm moving in 2 years.
Yeah, so there's a calculation we do if it makes sense to buy down your rate or not. It doesn't always for people.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Typically 2 to 3 years is about how long you need to be in the home to make sense to do the buy down.
Okay.
Well, and it would be good to talk to a mortgage broker to run those numbers so you can make an educated decision.
Right. I mean, like you said, there's a difference between the amount for the home and the actual monthly, you know, cost of your mortgage. And that's what we've been seeing just from, you know, my generation is kind of being like, okay, well, hey, I have the down payment or I can pay closing costs and all of that, but I can't afford a $3,500 monthly payment. Like, it is crazy. It's insane, but that is a way to kind of get around it where it's, okay, hey, like I can at least get into the process and at least kind of get my foot in the door and be able to afford that monthly payment rather than, again, paying a $3,000, $3,500, you know, mortgage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and just ways to get creative and lower that monthly payment, and especially in a market where there's a little bit more motivated sellers out there that may be willing to contribute to closing costs. Then we can really get creative and try to lower that monthly payment.
Right.
If anyone out there is interested in learning more or wants clarification on anything, we'll link Trevor's contact information so you can call him and get more information about it and see if it's right for you.
Yeah. It's also, if you're following us on Instagram, it is in the bio and links below. Trevor's there. Our team is there. So please don't hesitate to reach out.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, my weekend was interesting.
Spill the tea.
I know. Like, hold on, let me. Okay.
Oh, real quick, we are enjoying
Snoop Dogg.
19 Crimes red wine. Snoop Dogg is our special guest.
And on the lighter side, we have Washington Hills. They've been hills since 1988.
Perfect.
Next time we'll have a Oregon.
Yes.
I know. Well, we've been changing kind of. We actually went to a winery. We went back over to St. Innocent for a little bit. It's over on I-5. It's right by Willamette Valley Vineyards, downtown St. It's a cutest little place. They have a little indoor area, and normally like the owner will come out and like talk to you and stuff like that. But Mark, yes, you know him personally from family and stuff.
Very, very nice person.
Oh yeah, and the wine is amazing, and the food, like the charcuterie boards and everything, are really nice. But, yeah, it was a festive, long girls' day. Went down to Staten after wine. They have like that annual barn holiday shopping thing.
Is it a bazaar?
Yes. Yeah. I don't understand them, but I also I keep a budget. Because I'll go in there, it's like Costco.
Oh,
but
totally.
Everything's handmade.
Well, everything you see, you're like, oh my, so cute. I could use that. I could put that
Oh my
here.
gosh, I almost bought a cheese cutter, like the wooden slat that has the wire that you cut the cheese with.
Oh, yeah.
I almost bought 3 of them.
I would be tempted.
Someone's getting one as a gift. So.
Oh, okay, good to know.
But no, that was my weekend. How's yours?
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, my weekend was pretty uneventful. Surrounded by 5 dogs all weekend. So
That's very eventful.
yeah. It was fun. I actually went to, it's a newer restaurant, Kaiser Station, where Gustav's used to be. It's called Brick's Tavern, and they have
Really
delicious food.
Yum.
And my friend just got hired on as the head chef there, so we're going to see if we can get a little sneak peek into the kitchen.
Ooh, yum,
Oh,
yum.
yeah, that would be fun.
Nice.
If you go there, get the Brick's chips. They're amazing.
I second that.
Yeah.
I had it when it was up in Portland.
Oh,
They
nice.
recently moved down to
Yeah.
Kaiser Station.
So good.
Yeah.
Did you go to Bag of Crab?
I haven't checked out Back and Crab yet, but I
Katie
hear
found
they're,
it. Yeah.
they're getting ready to open, it looks like. I'm not
Okay.
sure when, but
It's where
I'm expecting you to be
Newport
first in line.
Bay.
Newport Bay Seafood Restaurant used to be on the
Okay.
corner.
market and
Hawthorne and Market.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
but my weekend. This was eventful. I went and checked out some car dealerships. I'm kind of on the market for a new car,
yeah.
so yeah, and that's been a fun little adventure.
Well, the price of cars, I keep hearing that they're
They're
going.
coming down.
They're
It's slightly,
getting a
apparently
little
it's
bit-
slightly coming down.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of dealerships are stuck with the cars they've purchased in the last 6 months.
Exactly.
And so they still need to sell it at a higher price. So
They're gonna have to be marketed.
Okay.
So how are the
down.
interest rates there?
I know.
should I spit out my actual interest rate? Or
No.
no, we're seeing 6.5% to maybe 8%. I was
Yeah,
getting
okay.
quoted on a lot of different rates
Yeah.
from people.
Okay.
From the cars, yeah.
But yeah, I would still say, I mean, definitely search around
Yeah.
and look for the best rate because there's a large variance in what they're willing to offer.
Yeah.
Are you looking at new or
Not new. I'm looking at slightly old.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Late
it's
model.
like
I mean, they lose some value as soon as you drive them off
Oh,
the lot when they're
absolutely.
brand new, and so I'm trying to avoid that. you know,
Yeah.
get
Are you
something that's
gonna
gonna hold
stick
its
with
value.
a truck, a
I
diesel?
think I'm gonna stick with a truck. It probably won't be diesel though.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna downsize slightly, but
Yeah.
it'll still be something with a bed
Tacoma,
and 4-wheel
Toyota
drive.
Tacoma.
I'm looking at them.
Those are amazing. I love
Bad boys are
mine.
spendy though.
I love them. But you
Yeah.
can like slowly
They hold their
upgrade
value
them.
though.
I know.
That's the
I
whole
will,
thing.
I will
Yeah.
never get rid of mine. I
Can't
will
blame you.
drive it till it's like dead in the water.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
But well, that'll be
I haven't
fun.
dialed in, but it's a fun little adventure. I
I
haven't bought a
know.
car in quite a while.
Yeah.
So.
Gosh, I can't. I'm not good at
Exciting.
that.
Yeah, it is. It's a big purchase. but-
It is, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlene, your weekend.
Well, I went to a really popular hangout here in the Salem area, the Gilbert House Children's Museum. I took my granddaughters there, and I'm actually in the process of making a little TikTok video, so I will add it to our website when I get done with it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun place to hang out if you have kids, lots of hands-on things to do, science. They have a big play structure outside. The thing I like about it is not just the educational part of it. I have one granddaughter who's a little bit of a runner, and so it keeps her very confined, you know. She can't go too far. Yeah, I tried to take her to Orchard Heights Park one day, and she did not want to stay. She wanted to go on the pickleball court, she wanted to go in the creek, she wanted to run on the baseball field, and
Oh, wow.
I said, let's go to the Gilbert House. So now that's my new favorite place.
Good
We
plan.
went there, and before I left, I bought a membership.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have fun. Aw.
And then what did you and your granddaughter Lily do recently?
Yeah, that was last night. We
Yeah.
went to Walmart and purchased some toys for the Boys and Girls Club toy drive. So
Yes.
that was super fun. It was really fun.
a lot
She
of
had a
fun.
good time, and we are hopefully helping some kids out to have a really great Christmas.
No, she's adorable. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Looked like she had a lot of fun.
Yeah, she did have fun.
Yeah, I think we
She wants to be a
posted-
YouTuber. That's her.
Does she?
Yeah, if you ask her
yeah.
what she wants to be when she grows up, she says a YouTuber. So I asked her if she wanted to make a YouTube video, and she was totally on board for that.
That's so interesting. Even that is like a job description now. That kids are like,
Yeah.
well, I want to be an influencer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's like, okay, what happened to?
A doctor
I
or
know.
a fireman or.
Well, I think it's gonna turn back around where it's like that. Everybody wants to be like the influencer and YouTuber and everything is going to be. I mean, it's kind of considered a normal job now, but like the high profile ones will be like a plumber or like a welder. Like that has to
The
be.
trades are going to come
Yeah,
back.
it's coming
Yeah.
back around. It slowly is because like, wait,
There's a
how much do you
shortage.
make?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I sent my
And they
son.
pay well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 13, so he's not far off from needing a job. Well, hey, 13 years went by really fast, okay?
I got my
13
first
years.
job when I was
Get them
13.
into apprenticeship right away.
Exactly. Safety vest and helmet, you're on your own. No, like putting a bug in his ear about
Yeah.
it because the upfront investment isn't huge, and I mean, really, within a matter of 5 or 6 years, you could own your own business and be super successful. And I actually sent him a TikTok video about it.
That's how you get him. You need to get him just a VR thing, just like somehow like.
I know.
But they are up and coming. It's just like coming back around, and it was like I saw someone on like Instagram, some kid, and they were talking about like a plumber makes this, and all they have to do is like like you didn't. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I
interesting.
mean, they're you're not going to get away from hard work, of course.
Right.
But yeah, if I could turn back time, I might consider getting into a trade. Honestly,
It consistently pays well,
yeah.
and there is a shortage right now
Yeah.
just because
there
of the
is.
younger generation
That's
wanting to
true.
get more into
exactly.
being influencers.
Yeah.
It's just-
Back to Charlene and Lily. If you want to show them some love,
yes.
you posted it on your YouTube, right?
I posted it on my YouTube.
We posted it on our Instagram, so on Hold My Wine.
Oh, good.
It's
WWV.
on our TikTok.
It's
too.
on our
It's
TikTok
everywhere.
and our Instagram, and there's the cutest little video. She's so
cute.
excited, and she's just like, okay, like like hopscotching in and like picking out all the toys. She looked like she was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Show Lily some love.
I know.
Yeah.
She's just so cute.
Give her a thumbs up on YouTube. She'd like that.
Oh yeah, subscribe.
Oh my god. But I know a couple of other things. I mean, like even sports-wise, we were talking about it earlier before. I know last episode we talked about the Black Bears and kind of what they're doing. We found out where they're actually going to be playing now. It's over by the Oregon Fairgrounds.
I think it's on the
On?
fairgrounds. Like they built like an indoor soccer place where they're gonna have the arena football.
Uh-huh.
I just Googled it and that's what I found. So I would do your own research.
I
think that's where it's going to be.
I think that'd be a lot
I
of
want to
fun.
go. I want to see it.
Parking would make a lot more sense over there,
Oh, yeah.
especially if they're having like quite a bit of seating and everything. That would make a lot more sense. But I know some other stuff is happening. Like I'm a track and field lover. I've done it in high school, college, after like I've done it forever. College track, and nothing's happening towards track except the Olympics is happening. Olympic trials are next year. Get ready, Eugene. Tracktown USA. Things are happening. I'm super excited. I'm already looking at tickets. If anybody has a person who they know who can help me not have to pay $15 million for a ticket, please reach out and let me know.
All right.
But I'm excited. I mean, like, I
That
don't
is
understand
exciting.
how you live in Oregon and you've never been to a track.
I've never.
I don't understand it. That's like
Well,
saying you've never
okay,
been to Crater Lake. and you live
Question:
in
I have
Oregon.
been to Crater Lake.
I know. There's
Question:
Does
Trevor does a middle school
Oh, yeah.
track meet?
It does
count?
count. Yes, it does count.
I've been to a number of
I've
them.
been
Have
to track.
you not been to Crater Lake?
I don't know. I just always go north, I feel like. I never
Yeah.
really
Oh
go
my
south.
gosh.
Check it out. It's
I will-
super
What?
I've seen some pictures. It looks pretty cool.
Trevor.
amazing.
Yeah, no, I need to go.
It's a lot of
I need to
fun.
go. You can make it a day trip too. I mean, it's like, what is
Yeah.
it, 4 hours probably from Salem, maybe 3 hours?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like it's a lot of fun. It's something like it's one of those things you have to see
I
if
know.
you go. I can't.
It's like
I would
Multnomah-
definitely
Multnomah
recommend.
Falls. I've never stopped. I've just
You
driven by
haven't?
it.
Yeah. I did when I was real
Hundreds of
little.
times.
I would recommend making Crater Lake a 2-day trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I would.
stop and like when I took my son, we stopped in Oak Ridge
Mhm.
and then went up to Crater Lake, spent the day there, hiked around, looked around. It is so cool.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
They have a lot of stuff that they like do up there. Like one of the times I visited, they had like a midnight hike up to there, and it was like so you went snowshoeing. So it was like a midnight snowshoe like track, and it was so much fun. It was gorgeous.
Wow.
And, yeah,
Check
it's
that
like a
out.
lot of fun. Like they'll drive you, they'll bus you up there, and you have your little snowshoes, and you're like, I did not have the gear for it. Like I ended up
Aw.
wearing like, I was fine,
Yeah.
but I was like. So when I kind of first moved to Oregon, and I was wearing like sweats on like these super thin like track pants that like the swishy
No.
track pants because they were waterproof. And I
You
had
like
those.
long johns underneath.
Oh, I had like
Okay.
sweats and stuff underneath, but it was just like this is not what I should have worn because I was like sweating. Like it was just like, and it just like
You know, the men people with their REI on.
I know, and I'm just like. My face like sweating, and everybody else is like.
with their breathable.
I know. I'm like, my
Gore-Tex.
body's not breathing right now. But it was still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I know some other stuff sports-wise is happening. Like OSU played Stanford. what was
Oh
it,
man, they
last
got
week?
Yeah.
Stanford got.
Yeah.
I know.
I saw
That's
that.
good to see.
It was. And who are they playing
me,
this
at least.
week?
They're playing Washington in Corvallis, so that'll be a great game.
Yeah.
Oregon State's number 10 in the country right now,
All
and then I
right.
think Washington's number 5. I believe. Don't quote me.
Oh boy.
But and then next week, the weekend after Thanksgiving, will be the Civil War down in Eugene.
Oh my
which
gosh, yes.
Probably the highest Oregon and Oregon State have both been ranked for a Civil War quite some time.
This will be
Should a great game.
interesting. We'll find out.
Excited for that one.
Yeah.
Gosh, I know there's some things going on with OSU, but we'll talk about that next week because we don't know
We'll
all the details.
gather some more details on the on the Pac-2 and then the lawsuit going on with them.
The drama.
So do you think this will be the last rivalry game, or?
I mean, I hope they find a way to still connect either every year or every other year. I think they should.
I think they would do it just. I mean, aren't they allowed to do it just to have like a? What is it? It's before their actual season starts.
Preseason?
Yeah, I would think that they would. I know.
They could.
This is how much I know about football.
It'll be interesting how it all turns out. But
It was the game before the season. Or it's when they make the hoop in the basket. Yeah, so that's kind of happening. I know hunters are still kind of out there and everything. When are you getting us some venison?
it's on the way. It's actually Butcher just called. So
I'm
it's all
literally
done.
counting.
Yeah. You guys want some?
I do.
please.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, those are so good. Gosh, other thing is Avelo Airlines flights towards Las Vegas and Los Angeles.
Yeah, two really
You
great
can make
places.
little like day trips over there, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm already getting ready.
Planning a day trip?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes, just
Why not?
go there in the morning, come back at 2 in the morning.
Okay.
Whoa.
We'll have to look and see.
Okay.
They only fly in and out certain days.
Oh, you have to probably stay there a couple days.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
sure.
Or it
Yeah.
would literally be just like for some reason they're there. I don't know. It would.
Fly in, film a podcast, and leave.
I know. Yeah, I just feel like I'm actually leaving. Just give me a second.
I'll just stay on the plane.
I know. That would be fun though. I mean, they have so many conventions and stuff like that. I mean, even obviously towards real estate and everything else, but it's a cheaper way to get down there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and quicker, because you can just take off right from Salem. You don't have to drive to Portland or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's super
It's
nice.
like don't put a bag under, just take a carry-on, and that's it, and just go.
It's like flying private.
I know. Basically,
I mean,
is that where we're gonna go?
You can bring on a guest that's actually flown with them. I'm curious how like the boarding process is at the
I
Salem
know.
airport.
I have
things
a
like that.
feeling it's similar to Southwest, or I've heard other comparisons.
Okay. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that. But yeah, as far as like TSA and things like that, Salem
Oh.
Airport, how Salem has built up their airport in like the last year to accommodate Avelo.
Well, I know they were working and they were hiring a couple of people through like the fire department.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they were doing that for like security wise and stuff. I don't have like
That's
all the details, but they were saying they were hiring some people from there too.
Mhm.
Because I don't know how they're going to do security and everything, but it might look like you're flying private from the looks of it. It's going to be busy. Like, that's the thing. I'm trying to figure out, okay, where are people parking?
Mm-hmm.
I live close enough where I can just Uber there, but still, how is it going to go? Do they actually have the space for it?
If anyone has additional information, we would love to know more about it.
Yes.
And we'll do our own research, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
if you have something you can
I think we
chime
should
in
do
about.
like research, like actually fly, and that'll be our research. That's what
Get
I
an
think.
experience.
Yeah, yeah.
We all have to take a trip to
I know.
Vegas.
Or Los Angeles. I don't know. This time of year in Los Angeles might be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Trips would be fun.
Mhm.
I know me and Katie are taking a little, it's a day trip on December 1st. We'll be going with the Salem Fire fighters on a little ride along.
Yeah.
I will be donning a full, no, I'm kidding. I will be wearing like a normal
You
outfit. Oh,
You will.
well, I already have photos of me in a fire.
In a
I'll
turnout
post
gear.
it below.
We know it fits.
It does.
Yeah. It's so cute.
But it'll be fun. So like a day as a firefighter and kind of what they do and, obviously how they help the community of Salem and.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to be stationed out of Firehouse 1, which is the one right downtown on Ferry Street. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, that'll be really neat. We actually got to take a tour of it and
Yeah.
see kind of where they, have their little housing, if you will, their
I mean, that's
kitchen.
what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and then their fire pole.
Mhm.
We got to see
I used
those.
to think
They're
that
really
was so
cool.
cool.
I honestly thought it was
Oh, yeah.
fake.
Oh, it's
Yeah, they
very
use it.
thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, because when he was talking about it, he was explaining because they took it from a different fire station
Right.
and moved it over. And when you look up, you don't see the entry way or exit way because they have it like blocked off safety wise. And so I was like, oh, they just have it here for decoration. But then we went to the second story and I was like, oh, like you really use this.
Mhm.
Did they let you guys slide down?
No.
No.
I don't think I would. It was pretty high. It would
Yeah,
be
you
one
don't
of those-
realize it when you're down on the main floor looking
Yeah.
at it, but when you're looking down, you're
It's gonna be like squeak squeak like it's pretty tall. Like
yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah. We're looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. You know, if we can get any pictures or videos of anything, we'll definitely share it,
Mhm.
and be able to share our experience afterwards.
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, on the note of obviously we have our new wine glasses, our Christmas inspired one. I'd rather have wine on the shelf, forget the elf. I think that's what all of them say. Obviously, we're getting closer to Thanksgiving. We talked about Thanksgiving food kind of last week and our likes, our dislikes. This is the national big topic of Christmas ornaments. Is it too soon?
Yes.
Is it not soon enough?
So
We already have our lights on now.
I know. My very strong opinion is the Christmas holiday, if you will, decorating, whatnot, should start after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving should get its recognition.
It's not at
And
all
then-
right now.
The day after, have at it. That's my opinion. Everyone's obviously entitled to their own. That's just mine.
I can't. Like, I honestly don't think you should have them up until December 1st. Like,
Okay.
it's so soon. I
Yeah.
already heard Christmas music. I don't know where.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere. And I was
Yeah.
just like, you've got to be
Is
kidding
it
me.
Mariah Carey?
On the other hand, if you're gonna put all the effort into putting up the lights, I mean,
I'm kind
give
of
people a little
morning.
bit of time,
Yeah.
like to have them up,
No,
and
Trevor.
enjoy them. Okay. Okay.
No.
You conceded very
I'll
quickly.
be going
What's your
What's my?
take on it?
I'm thinking outside lights. I don't do a whole lot. It's just a
Mhm.
single strip across the roof line, but I'll
Okay.
probably do that after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But however, we did invest in a fake tree this year that
Okay,
has built-in
yeah.
lights and all of that.
There we
It's
go.
a pretty nice one, but
Mhm.
we do have that up already. I mean, we invested in it, so we got it up.
Hell,
Wait. I'm turning green.
We're
I
just
just
sitting
think
there.
everything. I think it's
Talking
so
smack.
early. I'm just like, it's really, I don't know. I think when my mom decorated, like, she was a wonderful decorator.
Yeah.
But she decorated everything and it was everywhere. And it was just like gorgeous, but it was so much. And so that's why I'm like, okay, cool. I have like one snowman out and I have like
Yeah.
a stocking a week before Christmas and that's it.
It's an-
How soon do you guys do your like Christmas present shopping? Like how early, I should say. Do you do your Christmas
Well, I
present
haven't
shopping?
started.
I haven't started.
I think
so-
I'm the worst. I
Oh,
probably
me
like the
too.
last week and a half.
Me too. I'm terrible. Every year I'm like, I'm gonna start early. I'm gonna get all my gifts done, and then I'm like, oh, it's middle of November, and I haven't even bought anyone's socks.
I have not even.
It's terrible.
I don't know. Like I'll sometimes, depending on like where I go, like because most of my family is either in Texas or on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm a good gift giver, but like for them, I'm just like, let me just get them something organy and get them a Sasquatch. We're not
Sasquatch.
Merry Christmas.
That's perfect.
But it depends.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm so last minute with that stuff, but.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you shop Black Friday?
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I've done it one time years ago with my sister, and we went to Target at Kaiser Station. We went to Woodburn outlet malls, and I will never do it again. It was, I don't want to go as far as to say traumatizing, but it was just very like
It was extra.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
We can get the pretty much the same deals or better
Online.
Exactly.
For the whole
Right.
weekend.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't, it's overwhelming. It really is like all the people out there and then you hear all like the crying, screaming kids, love kids, but it's just like, it's very like sensory overload
Yeah,
when it comes
yeah.
to it.
I think the past few years, obviously with COVID, it wasn't as extreme, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this year.
Yeah.
With it, I'll be staying home. And
Yeah, me too.
Black Friday is my birthday, so
I know.
I'm not doing anything
I
that
know.
I'm not going to enjoy.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
know your birthday's coming up.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Some excitement.
When you're closer.
Yeah.
When you're closer to death.
I know.
Yes, that's true for
Like, when
everyone.
you're closer.
Yeah,
my
I don't know.
God.
It just goes by quickly.
It does.
One day you're like, oh, I'm going to be 40 almost. It's crazy.
The years go faster as time goes on too.
Oh, for
know.
crying out loud.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I forgot how old I was like last week.
I do not feel like I'm going to be 38 at all.
Really?
No, not at all.
Just getting started.
Well, do you watch the memes where it's just like, okay, like, you're like, oh, I'm only 23. Like, that's how I feel, not mentally, but like internally. Like, okay, like, I'm good. But then I like sleep and wake up and I'm like, oh, my body.
Sometimes, sometimes I can feel it. But for the most part, like this year I'll be celebrating my 9th annual 29th birthday.
There we go.
So
Do the math.
I still, So I don't feel like I imagine a 38-year-old would be.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just totally off base there.
No,
but
I get what you're saying.
I don't know. It's bizarre for me. But
It is. I don't know.
it is what it is.
I
Can't stop it.
can. It's
You
called.
try.
Well, I'll be 30 again next year, so
Exactly.
I'm okay with 30. 30 is like a solid. I'm
Yeah.
an adult, but people don't. I'm a younger adult.
You're kind of in that in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay when they still say like when they bring out the magazines of like Forbes 30 and under, like magazine. I'm like, okay, I can still be on that next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Like, I can
have
still do
time.
that. I
You've got
can
plenty of
definitely still do
time.
that.
You've got plenty of time.
I know. We're not even
Yeah,
gonna
that
talk
ship's
about
sailed
a
big
whole.
time for me.
Cheers.
Cheers. My
Need a refill?
I
Yeah.
know. Age is just a number
Yeah.
that keeps going.
Okay.
So speaking of decorating, I saw something interesting online. It was on WillametteValley.org,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where they are hiding wooden ornaments
Yeah.
all up and down trails here in the Willamette Valley
Yes.
that you can hunt for. It starts November 17th and it goes through Christmas to the 31st. You can find one of 200 ornaments that they're hiding. So we'll definitely link it below so you can take a look at the website and figure out how to go out and find yourself an ornament. It could be a fun thing to do as a family, a little treasure hunt. And then if you do find one, then you can be entered into I think it's a drawing.
Yeah, it's like a little drawing to get.
2-night stay in the Willamette Valley. It didn't say
Yeah.
exactly where, but somewhere here in the valley, just a little getaway.
That would be fun, especially if you're really into hiking and stuff, which 99.9% of people who live in Oregon are.
Yeah.
To go out and look for those like little ornaments and try and win something, because I think there's only like 200 ornaments like out there that people can find, but they're cute little like wooden ones, and that would be fun
Yeah,
to
it'd be
actually
super
find
fun.
one. I would just think I actually won if I found the ornament. I won, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. This is my last question. What's everybody's vote on Mariah Carey music? Like, if you heard Mariah Carey start playing her...
Honestly, for me, I can take it or leave it. It doesn't bother me, but I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it.
It's just classic Christmas music to me. I mean, I like it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turn the radio immediately. I'm such a Grinch.
You have to listen to it because it's going to be on in the department stores.
Yeah.
It's going to be background music in commercials on
I
TV.
know.
There's just no way of getting
I
around
just
listening
feel
to
it's
it.
so overplayed.
Oh, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
at least come up with a different song. At least come up with something else. I love listening to her other music, but I'm over her. Like one of my friends bought me a Mariah Carey Christmas CD last year for my birthday. This is
Oh,
like
boy.
it's just cringy. It's just played too much. Like, again, it's a little bit of sensory overload for me. No, thank you, Mariah.
It is very popular.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to mention before we sign off is a couple of developments that are happening in Salem and a lot that are not happening in Salem. And when I say developments, I mean developing land into housing and subdivisions and such. So there's one, if you guys are familiar with the North Star subdivision, they're expanding that over to the like Hazel Green Road side. And then there's another subdivision, a smaller one, going in South Salem, and they're building the houses for rentals only. And those are the only two development projects that are happening in the Salem area.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this next coming year, I mean, at least this next coming year, there won't be any more new construction other than what's happening there. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the market.
Yeah, an interesting overall presidential year, seeing what happens with rates. No more new builds.
It's happening in Israel and Gaza.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much uncertainty right now. So it's typical when that happens to see people just wait, stand still, hold their breath, if you will, until, you know, who's our next president? What's the outcome of this war? And then you'll see people loosen up a little bit and start to make financial decisions. But we're predicting a slow couple months. Which, I mean, this time of year, it's traditionally slow anyway. Yeah. But with all the uncertainty in the State of the Union, it's slower than normal.
It is. I mean, again, what our principal Berga says, there's always a market.
Absolutely.
Someone's always
Always
buying
a
or
market.
selling. It's true.
Yep.
But as we kind of sign off, again, thank you guys for checking in with us again for our episode 2. Again, please, we love having feedback. It helps us kind of figure out what you like to hear us talk about, what you don't want to hear us talk about, or if you have questions towards anything that we have discussed, please send a comment down below or shoot us a text, email, fire signals, smoke signals, however you would like to communicate, we are here for you.
Well, then join us our next episode. We will be filming the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes. Exciting.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys. See you next time.
Hold My Wine, a Wonderfully Willamette podcast, has been brought to you by Guild Mortgage and the Salem Real Estate Group. Produced by Biscuits and Waffles Productions. It was filmed at Guild Mortgage Studios in Salem, Oregon. A special thanks to Charlene Morgan with Charlene Tracy Films for editing this podcast.